So let me get this straight. Sheree, ex-con of a man Tyrone, leaves her out in Philly, left for dead. And then she turns around and put that aggression on the girls because she didn't feel like they didn't support her the way they needed to. Girl, come on, sit down. We got a lot to talk about. Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 14, episode 6. Don't be salty. Sheree, you was real salty, but we got a lot to discuss, so let's get right into it. So the episode opens up. Everybody's doing their little short clips. Candy is doing Chinese or teaching Chinese to Ace. I thought that was so cute. Ace is gonna be so intelligent. I just had to throw that out there. Sang is on a FaceTime with her husband and Lil Deuce. So Marlo FaceTime Kenya. And she asked Kenya, has she heard from Sheree? And Kenya has said she did, but she wants to plan an outing for her. She wants to basically get something together, something real cute, something cute to get her like her feelings back up to par. And I think that's gonna be cute. Now we turn on the other side. Sheree is at home with a big old bag of potato chips, eating one at a time, and it just drove me crazy. But she feels like, you know, Tyrone left her in the city that's super unfamiliar, no call, no text. Her daughter Tiara is in there talking to her, and she's trying to find out how she's feeling and how she's doing. So Sheree's daughter Tiara walks in. Tiara walks in to check on her, and she's just still distraught because, like she said, this man Tyrone left me in Philly with no call, no text, blocked me because I don't think she added that. He blocked you too, Fat. With no call, no text, no nothing, and she's super down about it. But she says that he called her the next day. And Tiara was like, well, girl, what did he say? And that's the same thing I was saying because he wouldn't have had nothing to tell me the next day. But she said, I don't know. I didn't even answer the phone. I just don't feel like talking to him. And I could just see the ... when she said, right now. And I said, see, she's not going to stop messing with him. You're not. And at that point, women, stop doing that. Stop taking us through your relationship, topsy-turvy stuff. We don't want to hear all that. But anyway, she said he's been texting, but she ain't trying to hear from him. And she hasn't left the house because she's humiliated. Well, girl, it was all over the blogs. You should have been humiliated because you talked all that stuff about Tyrone. Oh, Tyrone is this, Tyrone is that. You FaceTiming him. You put your cooch on the side. You did all these things to be with Mr. Tyrone. And Tyrone got up out of that prison cell and behind them balls, got from behind them balls and act like he don't know you. Ain't no way. Tyrone, girl, please. The only thing Tyrone would have been able to tell me is, well, we gonna square up. Say what I said. I ain't about to go back and forth with all that. Girl, please. And you in there hiding it. Because I put so much into it. That's on you. Stop putting into these niggas. Say that. But anyway, her daughter basically want her to get back in the streets because she was just like, look, you can't be laid up in here looking crazy. You a bad beat, and you is. So she was like, she don't know if she want to give up on Tyrone because she invested too much time. That's on you. Let me tell y'all women something. We gotta unnormalize investing all our stuff into men. Please stop it. Because see, when they leave you destitute like Tyrone did, Sheree down there in the Philly streets, you're going to be looking crazy. And that's the reasons y'all be giving yourselves to be like, well, I invested too much. Stop investing in them. Invest in you. How about that? Women, especially black women, invest in you. Stop investing into these men who ain't guaranteed, who as soon as they doggone get up on their feet, they go after the woman they want because they're probably only with you because they're the woman they can get. That's why they need your help to build them up. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all got to be smarter than that. Stop investing in other people. Invest in you. Don't invest in the Tyrones and the Jeromes. Hell, not even the Brandons and the Bryans. Don't invest in no man. You can invest time. But when it comes to, and even in time, that's a little bit shaky as well. But when it comes to whatever you got to take from you to give to somebody else, cut that. Please, in 2022, let's let that go. Cut that. Anyway, so Sheree's sitting up there saying she don't want to give up because she done put all that time in. Well, girl, look, if that's what you got to tell yourself to make you feel like you don't feel bad for staying with him, then say that then. But Tiara said he got to come with it if he come back. Tiara, you ain't lying. Because see, if that was my mom, I'd say, Ma, you a damn fool. Let's move to the next scene. Kenya meet up with Drew at this restaurant. And Kenya basically is saying, like, look, girl, me and her had a real bad, first encounter, but I actually like her, and I'm glad that I'm getting to know her because she seems actually cool. And I think that's cute. Listen, Kenya is really like, she has evolved, and I like it. I like the evolved Kenya. You know, I like the evolved Kenya. I'm gonna just say that. But they sit down, and Kenya wants to apologize to her if she overstepped her bounds when she was basically cussing Wreck-It Ralph out. But girl, Drew was like, you actually did a great job. You said everything that I wanted to say. And you know, I really appreciate it because I could never articulate that to Ralph. And maybe it's good that he hears it from you and not from somebody else. And my thing with that is Kenya, because Kenya decides to say, well, you know, I was in a place like that and it just all looked so familiar and it was kind of triggering, so I felt like I needed to stand up and say something. But Kenya, when Mark sent you a text and told you he was going to pick up the baby, you was still mum's the word. I'm going to need you to keep that energy with the people that you need to have it with, a.k.a. Mark. Let's move on. So anyway, Kenya says that Brooklyn stayed by her daddy for the first time, spent the night with him, just them two by themselves, and basically she's so happy for that because she wants Brooklyn to have a relationship with her dad, but she wants to give Brooklyn something that she's never had, which is a relationship with her mom. She wants to be close to her, you know, her daughter, and have her daughter be close to her because she didn't have that with her mama. Girl, look, I remember that season when we learned about how her mama just threw her away like that, and her grandma and all them had to raise her. Kenya, girl, you stronger than me. You know, I probably would be the same way, but you are strong. You never know what people been through. But I'm glad that she's trying to make sure her and Brooklyn are close. Because can we normalize, while I'm on this subject, black women, can we normalize being close to our daughters? Black women, can we normalize not having beef with our daughters? Black women, can we normalize actually loving on our daughters like we love on our sons? Black women, can we normalize having relationships with our daughters? Black women, can we normalize having trust and everything built up so that you and your daughter can have the type of relationship that is a benefit and not a detriment? Black women, drop down in the comment if we feel like we can start normalizing that. That whole era of the black woman and her daughter not being on the same page and they beefing and the mama don't like the daughter and they always fighting, let's leave that behind. 2022, we gonna build relationships with our daughters. You know, like the ones they be building with their sons. And I'm saying they because I ain't got one. But you know what I'm saying. We gonna normalize building relationships all 2022 with our daughters. Anyway, let's move on. Kenya's whole thing about the bringing men thing was like, oh, and then use toys. Like, y'all letting people use toys, other people's husbands on other people's women. Like, that was a bit too much, a little too far. And Drew was like, yeah, that's right. And then she was like, but wait a minute. Sonya's underwear kept going off because y'all remember Wreck-It Ralph was over there trying to cheat vicariously, you know, through the doggone remote, the app or whatever the case may be. But Drew was like, this makes Drew go on to say she felt sideswiped by Sonya about her confronting her and actually not being able to articulate her real issues with Sonya. She was like, I kind of felt sideswiped. Like, wait, like, dang, like, where did all this come from? Like, girl, you were just with me all this time. You could have talked to me yourself. Why are you doing this in front of a group? That makes Kenya go on to say, well, girl, look, we took a walk, me and Sonya, and she brought up the dropping it with Drew. This makes Drew get upset, and Drew was like, you know what? I'm tired of Sonya. Sonya don't have a mind of her own. Sonya, she seemed real fake. She's not a real friend. I don't have time for it. So Kenya brings up the fact that Sonya has a photo shoot. And she asked Drew was she invited, and Drew was like, yeah, I was invited, but then I got disinvited. So we find out here that basically Sonya sent her a text inviting her and sent her another one saying, you know what? I thought about it, and I don't think you coming to this photo shoot is the best place because this is a professional environment. We'll talk on another time. Now, Drew was just like, you know what? I'm not even dealing with Sonya anymore at this point. And listen, Sonya, if you had already invited the girl, I think you should have followed through with that. Granted, you can do what you want. It's your party. You can cry if you want to. However, don't bring it up at the thing. How about that? If you wanted to keep it professional, all you had to do was when she walked in, be like, hey, girl, look, I know we got things to deal with and discuss. At this event, let's not deal with it here. Let's do it on another time. But to disinvite that girl, that was very tacky. Like, very, very tacky. And we talking about Drew, who's very tacky. That was extremely tacky to uninvite her. But you did what you did and put Kenya in her doggone place. And that's another, because I get it, it's the mommy photo shoot and all that stuff. But it's just like, I don't know. Anyway. So we move to the next scene. Sanya's at the photo shoot. Candy shows up. She introduced Candy to everybody that's there, and she explains the Mommy Nation and the platform. So basically, Candy's like, so what is it? So Mommy Nation apparently is a blog or like an online community where women who are new moms, they can go and trade ideas and talk about stuff and, you know, have questions and all this stuff. But now they have merch, which is the Mommy Nation sweatshirts that they have. Now, this is my only thing about Mommy Nation. I get it. Them people got churned. But why they gotta be wearing sweatshirts? You could have put a cute dress or, you know, why they gotta put on them hot-ass sweatshirts? I mean, just because they moms don't mean they gotta look like, you know, baked potatoes. Like, that was just my only thing. But anyway, Kenya decides to show up. And Kenya shows up and didn't know that she was in the photo shoot. Kenya thought she was there to see a photo shoot. So Sanya's like, well, girl, you got your clothes? Because Kenya's dressed to the nines, as she always is, right? Sanya's like, so you got your clothes? And she was like, clothes for what? And Sanya was like, because you need to be in the photo shoot in a sweatshirt. Kenya was like, girl, you never told me that. And she goes, I thought I did. Candy getting her doggone confession and said, we all know one thing, Kenya ain't doing nothing if it ain't behind the coin. As she shouldn't. I don't blame her. But anyway, Sanya then lets everybody know that this is a doggone Black Friday shoot. And Candy felt some type of way. Candy said, what I look like being on a Black Friday sale? Girl, I could have failed. Honestly, Sanya, I wouldn't use it for Black Friday. I just use it as a promo for just like, you know, the campaign period. Because you got two of the it girls basically right beside you. I don't know. Black Friday, no. I got some regular randoms to do the Black Friday. That's just my opinion. So they do the photo shoot. The photos actually look really, really nice. I don't know if it's because they were wearing all black. Y'all know how I love all black. But the photo shoot was super, super nice. And I think that it really came out super dope. Way too dope for a doggone Black Friday sale on the internet streets. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so Candy wants to ask Sanya why you chose us. Like, of all the people, why you chose us. And Sanya's whole thing is, I chose you guys because you guys, you know, I felt kind of closer to you from the trip. You know, we had like a special bond, and I'm just sitting here going, now I remember the trip, but I don't remember you being, I mean, you did walk and talk with Kenya, but I don't see that as a valid reason. If that's what you want to say, then fine. But Kenya said, you don't think anybody's going to be upset that you invited us, trying to insinuate, what about Drew? And she goes, look, girl, I know me and Drew got to talk. I uninvited her to this thing, but I didn't want to bring her around here with all of this. This is my professional work. I just didn't want to doggone have her here with all the BS. Cool. So now Sanya invites them to a Jamaican outing. Sanya wants everybody to come down to the Jamaican outing. They're going to be cooking Jamaican food. And I was like, please, Lord, I want a plate. But Sanya wants everybody to meet her mother. It's going to be cool. Candy says, cool, can I bring my mom? And we like, yeah, we all like to see Mama Joyce because we know she going to say something. Kenya brings up the fact that Sheree and her mama, you know, kind of living together or whatever. So it could be a kind of a family thing, a girl's family thing. Well, so then Candy goes, well, girl, yeah, I'm ready to come. And I don't care who cooking because I'm trying to see your house. Sandy said, girl, no, ain't nobody coming to the house. The house ain't ready yet. We gonna do it at a space. Now, I'm glad you did that, Sanya, because they would have rolled you out. Girl, if them girls would have came to your house, if they could do what they did to Chateau Sheree, to Marlo with her plan that ain't even built yet, or hell, with anybody, girl, they gonna roll you out. Don't bring them girls to your house until it is 1,000% finished. It better not have a crack in the paint. Girl, don't bring them people to your house. You're going to regret it. You're going to be the laughing stock. I'm sorry. Do not do that. They also talk about the Sheree thing. And basically, Kenya's like, girl, look, I get it. I felt so bad for Sheree. She's too beautiful and too hot to be dealing with all of this. And then somebody brings up the fact that she's practicing abstinence. Now, this makes Candy say, girl, please. He probably out there with that other woman. That's why he blocked you, because you kept calling. Abstinence after he been in jail for how long, girl, please? And you know what? While I believe that could be the case, and while I feel like Candy may be right, Candy, you don't have to do all that now. But then again, it's a reality show. Carry on. We move to the next scene. Marlo and Kenya has planned this surprise cheer up party. Kenya kind of discussed it on the last scene with Candy and Sanya, but it's only for the single ladies. So that's why they wasn't there. But this is going to be planned by Marlo and Kenya. So Marlo is in there getting everything together, girl. Marlo got the doggone Fendi people to come bring the stove to her house Talking about she had them on speed dial. I'm thinking in my head, like, well, girl, if I'm trying to cheer up, I ain't trying to spend that type of money, but maybe if you got it, I don't know. But she got the people coming there. She's checking up everything. She said she's going to make the food or have the food there. And Sheree's supposed to bring, not Sheree, Kenya is supposed to bring the masseuse and the desserts. Well, she's preparing everything, child, and she starts to look down at the clock and realize, where the hell is Kenya? She called Kenya. Kenya is in the bed with her face beat to the gods, okay? Not the gods, the gods. Baby, when I tell you Kenya look like a supermodel laying in that bed talking about she don't feel good, and you know Marlo was squinting her eyes, and Marlo was like, girl, what you mean you're not feeling good? She was like, well, look, girl, I'm coughing and all this stuff. I don't know, maybe it was at the mommy event, but I'm just not feeling good. I'm not going to make it. So now Marlo was like, how the hell are you not going to make it? Like, what am I supposed to do? And she goes, that's fine. I still got the masseuse coming. I'm going to go ahead and send Drew over there. Fine. When she hangs up the phone, Marlo was like, with her lying ass. Anyway, Sanya and her mom is grocery shopping, look for all the food that they're going to cook at this place. And she says her mom is an excellent cook. I could believe that. But the mama asked who all coming. You know, black people always got to know who all coming. And she was like, naming the people. She said, but I don't know about Drew. She said, because basically Drew feels like I don't have a mind of my own. So now she's telling her mama everything that Drew is going around telling everybody. And the mama was like, girl, what? And she was talking about, yeah, ma, because she said, I'm a cloud chaser. And her mama was like, girl, do she not know who the hell you are and what you've accomplished? Girl, please. And I'm here for the mama like, yeah, let them know, mama, please. But anyway, Sanya lets us know that they keep poking her and they're about to see the real Sanya. The Jamaican Sanya. You know what I'm saying? The bumba clat. I don't know if I can say that on here, but that's what they about to see if they keep playing with her. And I was just like, Sanya, you really did turn into somebody else. Anyway, we moving on. Drew arrives to Marlo's house when she got the eggs and, you know, and all the other stuff so they can make the desserts. So now they're rushing trying to make all of this stuff. But as they're doing that, they're making their cupcakes. And Marlo feels like she don't believe that Kenya is sick. She was like, girl, look, I don't believe that her was sick. She had her face beat. It just don't make sense. And Drew was like, you know what? That's fine. I get it. But I'm only here because she asked me to do a favor. Look, I know me and Sheree not even on the best of terms. But at the end of the day, I let bygones be bygones to help out with whatever's going on. That was big of you, Drew. Because, you know, you was putting your hands in that girl's face. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you was able to let bygones be bygones, I think that was big. That was major. I like that about you. That was one of the most positive things I had to say about Drew this season. Go ahead on. Talk about Drew. Drew brought up the photo shoot. And basically, Marlo was like, girl, I didn't even know about the photo shoot. Like, was you invited? And then we find out that whole thing where she's like, girl, no, I got invited and uninvited. And then she's like, well, who did she invite? And Drew says, oh, apparently it was Kenya and Candy. So now Marlo's stance on this is that, well, I mean, I know I'm not a mama. I got, like, you know, nephews and all, but why just them two? Like, is it because they have the most followers? Or are you trying to look, you know, chase clout and all that stuff? And then the producers, they messy ass, put up the doggone followers, girl. Candy got like 9-point-something million followers. Kenya got like 6 or 7, girl. And then you're down there with Marlo with 1-point-something, and everybody down there was under there looking like they don't know nobody, girl. I was like, the producers is messy, and I love it. But Marlo feels a way about that because Marlo was like, yeah, she didn't invite us because we not the popular girls, and I don't really care for that. But Marlo, why do you care? Like, it ain't like the kids was there. It says mommy doggone whatever it is. I mean, I ain't even gonna go there, Marlo. But Marlo feels a way about it. Drew reads the text that she sent to Sanya, basically telling Sanya that, look, girl, I know you invited me, but I decided not to show up because maybe, you know, we need to take some time and figure this out before we sit down and have a conversation. I'm 100% on board with that because you can't invite me somewhere, uninvite me and say for whatever reason, and then to the very next thing invite me. No, I don't want to come to none of your stuff. That made absolute sense. But Sanya's on the flip side, still talking to her mama, and the mama said, look, Drew don't want none of this. And I was like, oh, she meant that. She said that with her chest. Sheree's still at home eating chips. Marlo calls her on FaceTime and said, look, girl, what is you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm not doing nothing. She says, get up. There's a car outside. Go get ready and come get in the car. So Sheree goes outside and was just like, it's not a Bentley. It's just a regular car. But that's fine. I'll get ready to go. Girl, please, listen, go get in that Uber X. That Sheree, not Sheree, that Marlo done sit down there so you can get to this doggone party. The girl trying to do something nice for you. So Sheree gets in the car after she's all dressed up, and I ain't gonna lie, Sheree, that outfit you had on, you look like a baby girl. Woo, too good for a nigga named Tyrone. Said that. But anyway, the driver says to put the blindfold on. He was like, listen, I was instructed not to pull off until you put the blindfold on. And Sheree's like, oh, I just did my makeup, like blindfold, girl, please, like what? But she ends up putting it on in good spirits, so they on the way. On the flip side, Marlo and Drew still running around getting pregnant. I'm getting pregnant. They still running around getting ready. Marlo gets the doggone ding that Sheree's at the door, and she kicks Drew out of the house. She was like, Drew, you gotta go. Drew trying to get her a plate to go, but it was too late, girl. Marlo goes outside to greet Sheree. Sheree gets out the car and she lets her know, look, girl, I got a whole experience in here for you. This is for you to, you know, pamper yourself, get all back to you. You know what I'm saying? And let's just do the argument thing that we had. And they did that for old time stakes with the flashback. I was like, oh, that's cute. I'm glad they friends now. So she comes up to the house, girl. She lets her know, girl, look, we got the Fendi stove. Everything set up. We got a masseuse. We got all the comfort food. We got everything you need. This is all about you tonight. Grab a drink. Let's go. So they shopping through the Fendi store, and it turns out Sheree spent $11,000 on some damn Fendi stuff, on like 4 or 5 items. Girl, like Sheree said, I thought I was getting gifted stuff. Girl, look, if I gotta spend $11,000 to help me feel better, I'ma just be in my stupor. I ain't dealing. Girl, please. But anyway, Marlo shows her cake that she made, or I don't know if she made it, but all I know is she wrote, you know, your goddess and all, you know, nice little messages on there. And Sheree really appreciates it. She throw a little shade and said, Marlo can't even spell the archive, yet she's writing on cakes. I said, oh, let me stop. So they sit down to eat, and Marlo brings up the fact that Kenya was supposed to be here, but apparently she got sick with her face beat to the guards. So Marlo lets her know, in place of Kenya, Drew actually came over here and helped. Like, Sheree lets her know, look, I appreciate everything you did. I've never had nobody do anything like this before. And Marlo lets her know, your man should have been doing that for you. I'm doing what your man should be doing for you. And if Marlo don't know one thing or no things, she know how a man's supposed to be treating a woman. Because Marlo don't be with nobody who ain't breaking a bag. You got to know that. Marlo notices how she's looking at her disposition, and she was like, you know, you really like Tyrone, right? And she was just like, yeah, I do. And she said, I can tell. She was like, but what I want for you at this moment is to focus on you. Marlo had a sister-to-sister moment with her. Like, you know, that female that needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. Like Marlo said, that dude left you out there. He left you out there. Would not call you, would not answer the phone. And you sitting out there looking like a brown Barbie with paparazzi taking pictures, sending all this stuff out to the blog. It's embarrassing. You got to leave him alone. You have to leave him alone. Marlo's whole thing is you need to just block him. At this point, just block him. Sheree's whole thing is, well, I mean, I don't know about blocking him permanently. And Marlo was like, listen, girl, no. This is what you need to do because you gotta find your own worth. Like, you can't sit up here and let somebody like him, anybody for that matter, but especially somebody like him to do this to you. You really need to leave him alone. Like, it's time for you to move on into another direction. You are too beautiful for this. Beautiful for this, I'm sorry. So Marlo asked a really great question because Sheree hollers, I know he loves me. And Marlo says, how do you know he loves you? Like, how do you know? Because see, women like to take the little good, you know, conversations and the potential and turn that into something that's tangible. How do you know he loves you? Because guess what? If he loved you, he would have never left you out there for dead in the Philly streets, sitting outside. He would have never left you out there to do that. But I love the fact that Marlo told her, look, I ain't going to judge you, girl, but I'm just telling you now, this is going to be the last time I had this type of conversation with you. I ain't going to be judging you and I ain't going to be budging you. Just leave me alone. And Sheree, oh, well, just don't do that. Don't make this the last time. See, a lot of y'all women like to do that too. Y'all like to go back and forth. Go back, forth, and forth. And then you want to come to us when he mad and y'all done broke up. Then you want to go back to him and then you want to come back and then we supposed to be there to pick up. I'm like, Marlo, don't call me when he start acting crazy. Don't do it. So we move to the next scene. Sanya is setting up for the doggone, the Jamaican party or the Jamaican cook-off. I don't know what it was, but they cooking Jamaican food. So she's getting everything together, her and her mom. And Sheree's the first one to arrive. Sheree meets her mom, and Sheree was like, dang, your mama look like your sister. And she was like, everybody tells me that. And I was thinking in my head, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I ain't even gonna do that. Not yet, because saying it hadn't really drove me crazy yet. I'm gonna leave that one to myself. But I got that one in the clip, letting you know. But anyway, Kenya arrives and was like, girl, you know, I don't want to get too close. You know, I have been coughing all day. And I'm thinking like, well, girl, why are you here? Hell, Candy was even in there saying, girl, look, go home. I'm not trying to be sick. And that's what I'd have been saying, girl, you're not going to come around here cooking no food. Saying, did you allow Kenya to cook food while she over there coughing up alone? I hope not, because I wouldn't have been able to eat. And nothing would have drove me crazier if I wouldn't have been able to eat because somebody who coughing up their life is over there preparing the food. And especially if I got to look at it. That would have drove me crazy. On some Jamaican food too, girl, please. So anyway, Kenya and everybody's introduced to her mom. Marlo arrives. We already said Candy and Mama Joyce arrives. So Kenya asked who be missing. And she was like, oh yeah, it's Drew. And I'm like, Kenya, girl, you knew that was a setup. And she was like, well, where is she at? And I want to say at this time, Sanya basically told them about the text of her saying, hey, I may not come or whatever. And that's when Marlo was like, I really think she should come. I already told her to come, just be on her best behavior. So hopefully she'll come later. So they give out the aprons. Kenya asked about their family dynamics. And Sanya goes, oh, my mom is supposed to be here to cook. And Kenya goes, well, is she cooking? And she was just like, girl, barely. But Mama said, girl, because we barely got a kitchen. We just got the kitchen. And I was just like, Marlo holla, well, what's wrong with the house? Is it a fixer-upper? Girl, I died. I was just like, oh my God. That girl said, is it a fixer-upper? Sanya said, no, it's not a fixer-upper. No. We just got a lot of stuff that we need to do with the walls and the floors and plumbing and roofs and all that stuff. I'm like, she ain't said all that, but she was just like, girl, look, it's not a fixer-upper. It's just not ready yet. So Sanya's trying to get them off that and say, y'all need to start cooking. It's time to start cook. So Marlo is standing around in the kitchen with all the girls. And Marlo asks Sheree, could she tell everybody, all the girls that was there, about the Tyrone situation? So then Kenya was like, wait, but I already told Candy about it. And then Sheree's response to that was, well, why didn't you call me? Candy's response, which was extremely logical, was like, well, I was waiting to hear it from you. I wasn't going to call you about something somebody else told me and you didn't tell it to me yourself. And Sheree's like, oh, see, this is 2 strikes in her confessional. It's the first thing with the Sanya, and now she didn't call me for this. I don't think that's right. Like, she should have just called me. No, Tyrone should have called you, Sheree. Tyrone should have called you. Dad, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say what they not going to say over there. Tyrone should have called you. If Tyrone had called you, you wouldn't have had to worry about if Candy gonna call you. Tyrone should have called you. Put that energy on Tyrone. You should have had Tyrone call you and we would not be here. You gonna turn around and tell these girls you wanted support in person and all this stuff. You wanted Tyrone in person. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. You wanted Tyrone in person. You wanted Tyrone to call you. You wanted Tyrone to support you. Now you're going to put all that pressure on the girls because they didn't come through when Tyrone don't do every of the things and you still going to go back to Tyrone? Like, what is you saying? That doggone prompts Marlo to jump in and says, oh, see, yeah, because, Kenya didn't show up to the thing yesterday claiming she was sick, but her face was beat. Kenya saying, look, girl, I didn't come because I was gonna come, but the doctor told me to take a test, for the panorama stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to come around you without the results. Sheree's whole thing is still, you could have supported me in person. That's what I really wanted. And I'm just saying, girl, get Tyrone to support you in person. Marlo jumps in, yeah, but your face was beat. And like Kenya said, girl, is you slow? Did I not tell you I was on the way and then I wasn't feeling good? Like, you should put on your thinking cap, Marlo. That's what she was saying. Put on your thinking cap. So Candy brings up the fact that Sheree don't cry often. And it really touched her, the fact that she saw her crying. Kenya says, yeah, it kind of touched me too. Sheree feels like Kenya should have supported her in person. Girl, look, whatever. So we come back, girl, from the commercial break. These girls are going at it. Marlo versus Kenya. I'm talking about yelling and screaming. And Mama Joyce even had to jump up in the middle and say, y'all hush up with all of this. Hush. The girl said that the man didn't come and she said what she said or whatever. Just finished telling the story, and then she's slinging the knife, talking about, "Now go ahead, what happened, girl? I fell through the floor." And look at Candy, "Mama, stop waving that knife around." I'm like, yeah, you might want to. But anyway, Marlo asked Sheree if she took her advice to block Tyrone, and Sheree was like, "Yes, I did. I took the advice. I blocked him, but not forever." It's always them 3 dots. It drives me crazy. Mama Joyce even had to say, "Girl, you should have blocked him forever. Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't never let no man do you like that." And somebody, I can't remember who it was, said, "Well, Candy waited for a man in jail." Girl, I was like, oh Lord. She said she did, and she's something wrong with her too. Girl, I was weak. Sheree brings up the fact that Drew helping out with the whole thing for her meant a lot to her because she didn't think that they would be like that. Marlo said she told Drew to come, so she hopes she comes. Cool. Sanya jumps in and was like, "Look, girl, I planned to talk to her here. I just didn't want to do all that at the work event because I felt like that was going to be too much." So that prompts Marlo to ask Sanya, "Well, speaking of the work event, girl, who all did you invite down there to the thing?" And she said, "Oh, I invited Kenya and Candy." And she was like, Marlo was like, "So what made you invite them out of all the people?" She was like, "I just felt like we got close." Girl, Marlo said, "Girl, please, I've been knowing Candy for 10 years and we still ain't that close. How you get close to her off of one trip? Like, girl, please, like, what are you doing? Like, that, none of this makes sense. Like, no." So Marlo feels some type of way about it. Saying sitting up here saying, "Look, I didn't do that to offend anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do." But Marlo ain't trying to hear it. Marlo asked Sheree to come outside, and this is where the tea gets spilled. No, the shade. Let's just say the shade. Not the tea, because it ain't nothing new to us. Girl, Marlo sits outside with Sheree, girl. And Marlo tells Sheree she feels like basically Sanya was clout chasing by bringing or inviting Kenya and Candy. Basically, she's just trying to latch on to the it girls. And to be honest, although morally, yeah, that's some old lame stuff, honestly, it's smart. She's on a brand new show that's critically acclaimed. Why would you be at the bottom with the Drews? Why wouldn't you aim high for the Candies and the Kenyas? First of all, Candy, just because she is that girl with the Bravo people. I mean, come on now. And then Kenya, because Kenya's probably the most popular person on this show. Her and Kenya, they are the most popular person on the show. Like, what did you want her to do, Marlo? I ain't gonna lie, you can't be mad at that. She did what she needed to do. So you can't really be mad at that. Candy's on the inside saying she don't know about them being cool because she feels like Marlo's gonna put a whole bunch of mess onto Sheree and have Sheree beefing with everybody. Marlo basically says Sanya is up in Kenya's ass and Candy's ass, and she's trying to promote her business, but she got 20 people living with her in that house and ain't been in track for 50 years. I said, oh Lord. It's the Reeds, girl. It's the Reeds. Kenya's said in the house saying that that's the nasty Marlo she's always knew. Basically, the person who can come in and just wreck everything and just start a whole bunch of mess. But honestly, all of y'all are equally messy. That's just my opinion. Marlo is outside saying that Candy is not even a real mom because she invited her for the mommy thing, and she's not a real mama. She's a pay mama. Oh, Lord. She said she's a pay mama, and she got a stay-at-home dad. And then she said, what else she said? Marlo says Candy don't have it in her heart to help people. And Sheree's over there like, yup, she sure don't. And I'm sitting up there going like, well, damn, Sheree, you was just cool with the girl. Why'd you out there? I mean, I never thought I'd be helping up for Kenya, but god damn. You out there shaking your head to everything this girl's saying? Like, that ain't even right. Marlo goes on to say that Candy's vag and is below tier, and that's why she's got to date below her bracket. Ooh, Lord. She said that's why she's got to date underneath her bracket, I'm sorry, because don't nobody want it. They all throw it away. I said, oh my God. And Sheree is aiming in every doggone thing she say. She goes on to say, Kenya gloats about being Miss USA, but bitch, you was a video hoe and you went through every rapper and didn't get a ring. I said, oh Lord. The only part I disagree with is getting a ring. Girl, she ain't got to get a ring from the rappers. Rappers don't even give rings. They give watches. But anyway, she ain't got to get no ring. Never gonna say that's the accomplishment. That's the only thing I had to come check in on Marlo. But the Reeds, the shade, girl, oh my God. So when she said that girl was a video hoe that went through the rappers, girl, I died. Marlo feels like she's been friends longer than all of them. You know, friends with them longer than anybody. And, you know, the fact that Candy didn't support Sheree, that was on some BS. And she was like, but let's get up and go inside, girl. Let's get out of here so, you know, they don't think we out here reading them and shading them too bad. I'm like, girl, when they see it, they's going to want to wring your neck. That's all I'm saying. So after Marlo and Sheree walk inside from gossiping to the guards about these girls, girl, I could have died. They sit down, they getting ready to serve the dinner. And in walks in Drew. And so I'm just like, okay, this is where the confrontation is going to come in. Girl, look, Real Housewives of Atlanta, listen, y'all can say what y'all want. Rather you agree with the girl, rather you think she's just super messy, unnecessary. I saw somebody on Twitter said that she's just unnecessarily messy. Y'all can say everything y'all want about Miss Marlo Hampton. And a lot of things you say are valid. Very, very valid. Very valid. Listen, I'm not going to hit, listen. I saw somebody on Twitter say, Marlo is over there talking about Kenya and Candy when they have actual accomplishments. All you got is mugshots. Ooh, Lord. This is what the show needs. That's just the only place I'm getting. This is what the show needs. You need somebody to come up in there and shake everything up. This is exactly what you need. So hate it or love it, you need Marlo. Because without Marlo, the season was dry. Dry is a lady in the old folks' homes. You know what? Y'all need Miss Marlo Hampton. Let her come in and shake it up. Y'all gonna be mad, but she gonna bring it for good TV. Because Kenya's kind of scaling back a little bit. Let Marlo go ahead on and thump the gas. That's my opinion. Other than that, the show ain't gonna be worth it down. Because Candy ain't talking about nothing. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought. Shoot. I enjoyed it. The shade. Marlo, you got a mount on you, girl. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you hoes later. Bye.